Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Berry here for our Thursday lesson. Today, we are going to continue working on our target about text features. So on Monday, we talked about character traits. Tuesday, we talked about sequence of events. Wednesday, we talked about cause and effect. Make sure that you've done all three of those lessons and assignments, and then watch the video for today, Thursday, main idea. Great. So let's go ahead and get started. As I reminded you, our target this week has been the same. Let's read it together. Ready? Mirror with words. After me, I can identify text features in a fiction text. Beautiful. So the text feature that we're focusing on today is main idea. And we've been talking about main idea every week, but it's so important. And I've got to tell you, this isn't the last time you'll see main idea because we do main idea with fiction books and nonfiction books. Text features are so important to all books. So when we talk about the main idea, we always talk about what is the text mostly about? What's the most important point in our book? And last week we watched a video where there was a detective that was trying to solve a case. And he said when we do main idea, we have to think of the main topic, like who the person is or what event is the most topic important part. And we have to talk about what's the most important point. Okay. And that's how we find our main idea. So if I'm talking about dinner and I'm making a pizza, that is the main topic, my pizza. That's what's most important, is the pizza. And when I have a main topic, there are some details that give me more information about that topic. So if my topic is pizza, the toppings on top give me some more information about what my pizza is like. Is my pizza vegetarian and have only vegetables? Is my pizza for meat lovers and has a whole bunch of different kinds of meats on it? Those details tell me more about the main idea, my pizza. So I have a video today that we're going to watch from BrainPop, and it is about a roller coaster. So let's see the main idea and details in this video before we do Cats for Sale.
You wrote a paragraph? Roller coasters move in different ways. They can loop upside down. Some twist and turn on the tracks. Others rise high in the sky and then drop suddenly. No matter how roller coasters move, I love feeling the wind through my hair. Moby, you don't have any hair. But this is an awesome paragraph. Your main idea comes through loud and clear. What is a main idea? The main idea is the point of a piece of writing. It can be a big idea the writer wants to get across. The main idea of your paragraph is that roller coasters move in different ways. The topic sentence tells the main idea and lets you know what the rest of the paragraph will be about. Let's see. Your topic sentence is, roller coasters move in different ways. But there are other sentences here that help explain the main idea. Why are supporting details important? I know that a detail is a piece of information, and when you support something, you hold it up. Your paragraph has Easy Quiz. Three supporting details that describe how roller coasters move. Roller coasters can loop upside down. Some twist and turn on the tracks. Others rise high in the sky and then drop suddenly.
All right. Sorry about that little interruption there. Our video timed out. I had to restart it, but I hope that that didn't affect the way that you understood it. It was right at the end there. So that video gave us a little bit more information about main ideas and details. When an author is writing, the main idea is what that author wants the reader to get out of the book. What's the most important thing? That's what we heard a little bit from the characters in that video. So today we're going to take a look at Caps for Sale, and we're going to think about what the main idea could be. I came up with a couple ideas that I want to show you before we watch. And then while we're listening to the story, I want you to try to narrow down which one you think is the main idea, okay? So here's what I thought of. I have, the book is mostly about A, monkeys in a tree, B, a peddler taking a nap, or C, a peddler and his caps. While we're thinking about these during the book, I want you to keep in mind that the main idea is the main topic plus the most important point. So we have to think, is the main topic monkeys or is the main topic a peddler? And which is the most important point? So let's think about that as we watch Caps for Sale.
Caps for Sale. A tale of a peddler, some monkeys, and their monkey business. Told and illustrated by Esfir Slobodkina. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler, carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First he had on his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight, so as not to upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street, and he walked down the street, calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he, and he walked out of town, slowly, slowly, so as not to upset his caps. He walked for a long time, until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he, and he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk, so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. They were all there, so he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. When he woke up, he felt refreshed and rested, but before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. He looked to the right of him. No caps. He looked to the left of him. No caps. He looked to the back of him. No caps. He looked behind the tree. No caps. Then he looked up into the tree. And what do you think he saw? On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking a finger at them. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." At last he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap, threw it on the ground, and began to walk away. But then each monkey pulled off his cap, and all the gray caps, and all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the red caps on the very top. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." The end.
We get it. You don't.
Beautiful. Okay, so my friends, while we were reading today, I asked you to keep in mind what was the main topic and the most important point. So I'm interested to see what you thought. When you thought about the main topic, did you think the main topic was the monkeys or the peddler? When I think about that, I try to think of which of these things was in the book at the beginning, middle, and end, not just one part. What did you think? Good ideas. I decided that the peddler was the main topic. So I see that this one has peddler and this one has peddler. So I decided not to pick A. Now I have to decide the most important point. Now I want to remind you that sometimes what I think the main idea is might not be what you thought the main idea was. And that's okay. If you have a different idea than me, that's fine. You just have to show me the details that made you think that when you do your assignment today. So the most important point, let's see, is it taking a nap or is it his cats? When I think about the story, taking a nap was just one part of it. But his caps were in the whole thing. At the beginning, he was walking around with them. In the middle, his caps went missing and he tried to get them back. And at the end, he got his caps back and went back to selling. So because that's through the whole book, I think that's more important than taking a nap. So I'm going to choose C. The peddler and his caps is the main idea. So I'm going to organize this now into my graphic organizer. So here's my graphic organizer. And I just told you my main idea, what the text is mostly about, is a peddler and his caps. I'm going to put that right there. Now, I have to give you some details from the story that tells me more about the peddler and his caps. Why is that so important? So I'm going to think about three parts of the book. I'm going to think about the beginning, the middle, and the end and see if there's any details that support this idea. So at the beginning, was there anything about the peddler and his caps that you remember? Yeah, I remember that the peddler was walking around with the caps on his head. He was trying to sell them. That's his job. So for the detail, I'm going to say the peddler walked around with caps on his head. Now I remember he was having trouble. He couldn't sell them. So he decided to take a walk and then he sat down by the tree and he fell asleep. And what happened to the peddler and his caps? Yeah, he lost them. The monkeys took them, right? So the next thing I have for another detail is the peddler lost his caps. That is more information about the peddler and his caps. It tells me that he lost them. And finally, I'm thinking about what the peddler did when he lost them. He looked up at the trees and he did what? Yeah, he shook his finger, waved his hand, stomped his feet. He was trying to get the caps back. The whole middle part of that book and into the end, he was trying to get them back. So I have that as another detail. Peddler tried to get caps back. That is my other detail. Awesome. Now, today you're going to go into Google Classroom and you're going to decide what the main idea and details are that you thought were most important from your book. So let me show you what the screen looks like when you get into Google Classroom and how you're going to do this. Here's Google Classroom, and just like we've been doing, we have to move the circle to circle which idea we think is the main idea. So just like I did on my board, I put a circle around letter C because I chose that for main idea. You're going to do the same thing. So the story is mostly about monkeys in a tree, a peddler taking a nap, or a peddler in his caps. You decide. Maybe you're going to choose monkeys in a tree. Okay, now after you choose your main idea, down in the boxes, you have to tell me 2 details that support that idea. So if you think monkeys in a tree is the main idea, you're going to tell me something that the monkeys did in the tree. And I apologize, I have to add our text boxes. I made a mistake and they're not there, but I'm going to do it right now so you still have them. When you are ready to write your detail, you're going to type right in these boxes. So you're going to click 2 times, and then your cursor comes up, which is that black blinking line, and you can type your detail. So maybe you're going to write about something the monkeys did when they ran the tree. Okay? So this is your job today, to show me that you're understanding the main idea in books, okay? So your job as soon as this video ends is to go and do that assignment on Google Classroom and submit it. That's how I'm gonna know that you understood our learning today, okay? Because remember, we're working toward a target that we wanna meet. We want to be able to meet this target. I can identify text features in a fiction text. I know you can do it. I have faith in you. I believe in all of you. Go ahead and work hard, and I will see you tomorrow for our final lesson for the week. Goodbye, first grade.